It has to. The players continue to evolve in the game itself. We do a kind of a recapture at the end of it, everybody's insights and everybody's inputs as to how we can continue to tweak it and get better and continue to move forward. And obviously find those little things that the kids can continue to benefit from that'll help them when they get here and beyond.
It seems though you're a little less inclusive about people that you did bring into this. Not as many, I guess, flyer type guys, type guys.
Our invite stuff has been pretty low all the way, right from the get-go. It just so happens we had a couple extra draft picks this year that our numbers filled out to the point where we didn't even need to go beyond. We've always kind of been in that 3-guy range. And that really won't change, I don't think.
And the reason for that being just obviously just wanting to kind of invest in those guys you really feel have a shot?
Yeah, we're not looking to dilute, the camp itself in terms of it being invitation stuff. We would rather, we've kept it small, we've kept it instructional. Granted we do some scrimmaging and stuff, but it's not, it's not about coming here to, as I mentioned, to earn a job per se. It's about learning and understanding where you have to fill in the gaps. But our guys work hard all year to find those a couple guys that we want that that have piqued our interest to the point where we want to get to know as people and as players, and that's why we will always have a couple of invite guys, and they get familiar with the organization. Some of those kids are going back to school. Some of them are looking for pro opportunities now, and so I think that relationship and developing is important.
Between guys, who have kind of like cycled out of it since last year, and the group that you had come in, others who, this group here seemed to be, talent-wise, among the best. Was it as good as it looked from, sitting watching as opposed to some other years maybe? Or?
Not really comparing years here. I think we're excited about, the skill set that we've gone and identified and brought in. Yeah, I think that be it through the draft or through acquisition side of it, I think overall our group should be proud of and excited about the guys that they've identified and bring in, and now it's time for the players to continue to get better, and our coaching staff, who we feel teaches the game very, very well, and our management group to continue to push these guys all forward. That includes our workout guys. Everybody. You see all of our group here. Be it from a fire personnel to a scouts to you can tell how much our organization, is taking care of it as an entire group, and obviously that comes from Peter and filters down.
Don, obviously part of the fan excitement is these guys turning out to see players that they anticipate projecting to the NHL level very quickly. Do you see that as well?
Absolutely. I've had numerous calls of people to when the ice time is, despite the fact that Bish is doing an incredible job of telling us when those are, laying out the schedule of things. Overall, I just feel like we've gained some momentum in that area. Obviously having the second overall pick certainly helps in that regard, and having Tyler come in and be a charismatic kid, but I think people walked out of there going, geez, who's that kid? We didn't hear as much about him, and they'll start to inquire about the rest of these guys and realize, like, wow, there's some excitement that's brewing here with the number of young players that we have coming forward.
Some of those highly regarded young players are talking about each other. Joe talking about Tyler, Tyler talking about Joe, saying we, in terms of their future with the Boston Bruins and how good it was to have time with each other. Is that the ultimate goal here? Is that in terms of your future locker room?
Well, make no mistake about it. The ultimate goal is to produce the best NHL players we can. Now, the more that we can build camaraderie and using that as an example of them understanding they got a chance to be teammates and be part of something that we hope to win. Ultimately, we're just trying to win. And I hope with all my heart that these guys come in here and they grab a hold of it right from the get-go, and the culture that we're trying to create and the momentum we have, and they continue to push that forward. And I think that helps in that regard. We referenced early in the week where Joe Colborne had reached out to a number of these kids and gave them a little heads up, and that's the stuff that you hope each and every one. Next year it might be somebody else that reaches out to a young draft pick, and so you've created that momentum, and culture that we're hoping to continue to build going forward.
Will each of these guys walk away with a Dryland plan, and how do you monitor the?
Yeah, Johnny Whitesides is going through that now with everybody at the end of camp, so they'll have an idea of what would be in his program for the next 2 weeks before they get back home. And you know, I mean, they have access to the website and being able to get in for their workout plans. And you know, listen, it's not any one way to do things. Obviously, we believe in what Johnny's doing, and